Did you have this burning feeling the whole recording? Or
No. Well, it was like a cathartic renewal towards, like we worked for 1 month with him in LA, and the session was not so great, and I thought it was kind of a failure. And I think he knew that we were all putting this unnecessary pressure on ourselves. So he booked another 2 months to come to England and work in his studio. And at that point, I had sort of already gone through all the pressure, and I just decided to let go of it. And then so the second phase when we were in England was really inspired and great. And that's when the majority of the record was made.
But still, the feeling of loneliness, alienation shines through.
I think so.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm tentative to talk about that because I really don't feel, you know, I'm not necessarily a really depressed person, you know, and I love community, and I love my family and my friends, you know. I'm a pretty social guy, you know. It's just, you know, a lot of times you find your inspiration like in the midnight hour, you know, when you're alone with your thoughts and you're pondering the big questions, and you're trying to think of a simple metaphor to sort of ask these big questions, you know.
You're saying a metaphor. What is a different ship a metaphor for?
Well, listening to the record when it was finished, I kept having these images of like 2001 Space Odyssey, the Kubrick film, those long shots of those like spaceships docking with like that kind of like sound, slow, and specific. The visuals are like this, what the '60s thought the future was going to be like, that kind of like retro sci-fi image, and I feel like the record sounds like that. It's sort of, in one hand, it's very retro, but it's also like science fiction. So the idea of a ship, but the idea of it being a spaceship, I guess. I don't literally talk about that. I mean, the title doesn't really necessarily let you know that it's like a spaceship, but the song A Different Ship, there's at the end of the record, which is also the title of the record, but that song has an image of somebody falling. I was thinking of someone falling through, you know, like falling through the atmosphere of Jupiter, and there's no solid mass really of Jupiter, it's all gas. And I was thinking about how terrifying it would be to just be falling forever through this like gaseous atmosphere and never like hitting any surface, you know, until you get absorbed and you get like burned up in the molten core. It was just a really terrifying image. So I was thinking of just these science fiction themes, and also it's, you know, it's a kind of a somewhat of a departure for us, I think, as a band, and like a mature step. So it's a different ship, you know. But like I said again, like these things I don't think about too much, you know. You just kind of like, you intuitively come up with these things.
I think you were saying a different, mature step for the band, and why? Why do you feel this way?
Well, because we've been a band for longer, so we understand each other better, just musically. You learn over time what works, what doesn't work, and you try to go with your strengths, and just you know, try to work with your weaknesses, I guess. You know, that's all. I mean, like any relationship, you know, you kind of like, you try to distill it down to like its essence over time. So that's what, I would hope that we're always maturing, you know. I think if we weren't maturing, then there's a problem, you know.